Hi, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to this so-called new look physics class. I hope all of you are doing fine. Abhiram, good afternoon. Nyarika, Tanu, everyone. Wishing you a very good afternoon, and let us start the class with the same instructions that I always give you. Keep your cameras off, and if you have to send me any message, do it on the ID with the name of Asktik. This is the ID with which I have logged in just for your messages. Please don't send me messages on the ID Deepika, the Astik Udeni ID. Send all the messages on the Astik ID. This is specifically for your messages only. Now, as you can see, I keep on telling you that whenever you try something new, you are bound to make mistakes. For you, learning physics may be a new experience. I've also tried something new. So I'm taking your class in a different way, on a different system. And I hope that you like it. I like to be colorful, the class must be very bubbly, colorful. So I like color. So I've tried a different color here. Let's see if you find the class more interesting than the other one, the white one. I was bored of the white one. Anyways, what we were doing in the last class, can anyone remind me of what we were doing in the last class? What we were doing in the last class so that we can have a quick recap of what we were doing in the last class and move ahead. What were we doing in the last class? Anyone? What we do in the last class, we solved some problems. Okay, Niharika, we were solving problems on equations of motions. Do we remember? Equations of motion. We were solving problems on the equations of motion. Yes. And we had read or understood 4 different equations of motion. Can anyone tell me what those 4 equations were? Can anyone tell me what those 4 equations were? Number 1. What were those 4 equations? Number 1, equation number 1, V is equal to U plus AT. This color doesn't look good. I'll change it. V is equal to U plus AT. Number 2, what was equation number 2? What was equation number 2? Anyone? Delta R. Yes, Niharika, I was waiting for delta R to come. Delta R is equal to UT plus half AT squared. Very good. That was delta R. Delta R was displacement. What was equation number 3? What was equation number 3? 3, which I told you that we might hardly use. What was equation number 3? No one remembers equation number 3? V square minus U square is 2a. Okay, I wrote it in this form. V square is equal to U square plus 2 times A multiplied by delta R. A standing for acceleration, delta R standing for displacement, change in position vector. Equation number 4. There was also a 4th equation that we did. What was that 4th equation that we did? Which you might not have seen, that I told you. What was the 4th equation? Anyone? What was the 4th equation? Don't remember the 4th equation? The 4th equation was V average is equal to V plus U divided by 2. Am I clear? Am I clear with all 4 equations? Do we remember this? Can I have some raised hands that we remember this? Can I have some raised hands that we remember this equation? Niharika says yes. What about the others? I don't see others. What about Abhiram, Shivram, Tanu, Vasant Sign? Are we in agreement? Siddharth, Spidey, do we understand this? Okay. Now these equations are only valid when what is constant? I told you there was a condition All these equations are only valid when what? When what? Acceleration A is constant or uniform. Am I clear? Acceleration A is constant or uniform. We also understood that all these equations must be used with proper sign convention. Do we remember the sign convention? They must be used with proper sign convention. Do we remember the sign convention, anyone? Do we remember the sign convention? Proper sign convention must be used for these equations, else these equations are not valid. Yes or no, everyone? Can I have some raised hands? Can I have some raised hands? Can I have some raised hands, beta? That we understand that they must be used with proper sign conventions. We also solved one or two problems based on this, and we're doing the same today. These are the four equations. Let us go and solve some problems. These problems are from your notes only. These are in the solved example. So let me solve one problem from that solved example, and let us see that problem now. And here is the problem that we have. Do we have this problem? Do we understand this problem? Problem number 40 is what I am talking about. Problem number 40. And what is the problem? A body A moves with uniform acceleration with zero initial velocity. Problem number 40. Another body B starts from the same point, moving in the same direction with a constant velocity V. Both these bodies meet after time t. Find the value of t. So there are two bodies. Body number A, zero initial velocity, acceleration is A. Body number 2, body number B, starts with a uniform velocity V. After how much time both the bodies are going to meet? Is the question clear to everyone? Is the question clear to everyone? Two bodies A and B, A moving with zero initial velocity, acceleration A, B moving with uniform velocity V. After how much time these bodies are going to meet? Your time starts now. Solve the question and your time starts now. Your time starts now. So I have two bodies here. Let me draw a simple diagram. I have two bodies moving in a straight line. Body number A, its initial velocity is 0. Its acceleration is A, moving like this. Then I have the second body, body number B, acceleration is 0, moving with a uniform velocity V. After how much time these two bodies meet? After how much time these two bodies meet? That is what we have to find out. We can call this point as X, where they started. You can call this point as Y, where they meet. They have to find out the distance of or time, after how much time the bodies meet. Anyone has an answer? Anyone has an answer? Two bodies, A and B, moving, one with zero initial velocity, acceleration A, drawn in the diagram, one with velocity V, drawn in the diagram. After how much time and how much distance? They have not asked the distance. I can ask the distance. After how much time and how much distance do they meet? Anyone with an answer? Niharika has come with an answer. 2V by A, Niharika. Well done. Very nicely done, Niharika. You have done it correctly. Let me give you a chance to explain how you have done, Niharika. Okay. Niharika, can you unmute yourself and tell me how you have done this?
Sir, can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Sir, the distance traveled by the A was half 80 square.
Yeah, just give me time. My brain is very small, beta. You are very bright. Just give me time to write. Okay, Niharika, so what were you saying?
The distance traveled by the A was half 80 square.
Distance traveled by A. Okay, let us call it displacement. Is it okay? Because there is no formula for
Yes.
displacement beta, right? So let me call the displacement of A, delta R of the body A. Very nice. How much is that beta?
Half 80 square.
Why not U? Why not UT coming?
Sir, it initial was the 0, no, sir.
Initial velocity is 0, so U into T is 0. So it is not coming. So it is half 80 square. Very nice, Niharika. What about the next one?
Sir, the displacement traveled by the B was VT.
Displacement of body B will be equal to VT. Why acceleration is not coming here? Niharika, why acceleration is not coming here? Half 80 square is not coming.
Sir, the initial velocity is the 0.
Initial velocity is V. Its acceleration is 0. So I've written the reason since acceleration is 0. And in the first one, I have written the reason since initial velocity is 0. Am I clear to everyone in the room, in the class? Am I clear in the first equation, in the first one? There was no initial velocity. Hence the answer is ut plus half 80 square, ut gone, half 80 square. In the second case, there was no acceleration and hence it is simply v into t. Can I have some raised hand that we have understood? Yes, sir, everyone. I only see 2 raised hands. That's very shameful. 3, 5, 6. Okay, Niharika, continue. What next?
Sir, half 80 square equals to VT.
Why half 80 square is equal to VT? Because they start from the same point and when they meet, they must also be at the same point. Yes or no, Niharika?
Yes, sir.
Therefore, both the displacements must be same. Displacement of A in the straight line and displacement of B in the same straight line must be same. So these two quantities must be same. Do we understand this, everyone in the room? Both the displacement must be same, everyone in the room. Can I have some raised hand? Let me lower them all. Let me lower them all. Can I have some raised hand that everyone understood? Both the displacement has to be same. Now simply, Niharika, what is the next step? I think you have muted yourself. I'll continue with what Niharika has left. Both the displacement are same, just equate the two displacement. So half 80 square will be equal to V multiplied by T. 1T will be cancelled out. The next T would be, T will be equal to 2V by A. So both these gentlemen, A and B, will meet after time 2V by A. Am I clear? Okay, now I can put a different question here. I can ask you, after how much distance, what is the displacement they have traveled? What is the displacement of these two bodies when they meet? That is the second question, which is not in the original question. But let me make it for you. Second question is, find the displacement of both the bodies. That is your next question. Find the displacement. Find the displacement of A, which is equal to the displacement of B. Give me the answer to this one, everyone. I'm waiting for your answers. Give me the answer to this one. Find the displacement of A and the displacement of B. Your time starts now. Give me the answer to the displacements. I'm waiting for your answers. What is the displacement? What is the displacement of both the bodies when they meet? Anyone with an answer? What is the displacement of both the bodies when they meet? Not in the original question. I have made it for you. Abhiram, all of you have raised hands. I think it's for the last question. I lower your hands. I lower your hands. Okay. Shall I do it for you? If you are not able to do it, see, we know the time when they meet. Time is 2b by a. Time is 2b by a. Just put the value of time from this equation into displacement of A or the displacement of B. Let me try it out. So displacement of body A will be equal to half into A into T squared. How much is the time we are getting? The time we are getting is 2V by A. So just square this and put this in the equation. Am I audible to everyone? Am I visible to everyone? Am I audible and visible to everyone? So that is the displacement of body A. So it will become half into A into 4V square by A square. I can write it as, I can cancel this 2, then cancel this A, 2V squared by A. That is the displacement of body A. Am I clear to everyone? Can I have some raised hands? 2V squared by A is the displacement of body A. Am I clear? Only 3 people have understood this. Shall I do it again? What I have done here is I have taken the time, which is 2V by A, and put this in this equation of displacement of A, and I've got the value of the displacement of B. Am I clear? Of A. Am I clear? Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to check my answer, and I'm also going to find the displacement of B. Let me find the displacement of B as well and see whether both are same or not. So displacement of B. The displacement of B was V multiplied by T. I'll just put the value of time here. V multiplied by how much is the time? 2V by A. So multiply V by 2V by A. And my answer is 2V squared by A. That means you put the value of time in displacement of B, or you put the value of time in displacement of A, both your answers would be same. Am I clear? Everyone understands this? Can I have some raised hand thing so that I understand that we have understood this? The question was, we were supposed to find out at what time they have met. Displacement is same. We equated both, got the value of time as 2V by A. Then we also calculated after how much displacement or what is the displacement when they meet. Am I clear? Shall I move on to the next question? Now, please, if someone has not understood this question, now please raise hands. If someone has not understood what we have done, please raise hands. Siddharth has not understood. Siddharth, I'm asking you to unmute. Tell me what you have not understood. Siddharth.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Siddharth. How are you?
Fine, sir. How are you, sir?
Okay, tell me what you have not understood.
Sir, I have understood, sir. I have touched my screen 2 times. That's why it is raised hand, sir.
Okay, so you have understood this?
Okay, sir.
Okay, so you understood this. Fine. Okay, so that was our question, which was taken from your solved examples. Let us now move on to one more question, again from your solved examples, and let us see this question. This question would be question number 43. If it's visible to you now, yes. Question number 43, which is visible to you now. The question is very simple. Velocity of a bullet is reduced from 200 meter per second to 100 meter per second while traveling through a wooden block of thickness 10 centimeters. What is the retardation of the body? A bullet is striking a wooden block. It entered the wooden block with a velocity of 200 meter per second. After traveling a distance of 10 centimeters, the velocity is 100 meters per second. What is the retardation? As I told you in your book, you will find the term retardation. I will not call it retardation. I will call it acceleration only. This is only opposite to velocity. In your book, it will call it retardation. You have to find out the retardation of the body. Not the body, is bullet. Your time starts now. I hope question is clear to everyone. Velocity of a bullet changes from 200 meter per second to 100 meter per second, and the bullet has traveled a distance of 10 centimeters. We have to find out the acceleration or the retardation of the bullet. So the first thing that we shall do is to draw a simple diagram. Question number 43, problem number 43. Let me draw a wooden block. This is my wooden block. A bullet has entered it. 200 meter per second. After traveling through a distance of 10 centimeters inside, the velocity has reduced to 100 meter per second. We have to find out its acceleration, or as your book says, what is the retardation? Can anyone give me an answer to this one? And how to solve it? Remember, beta, everything in the question must be in SI units. So if something is given in centimeters or kilometers or hours, convert it into seconds, meters, the SI units. Anyone? Niharika has given me an answer. Very correct. First of all, let me give you a hint. How to solve this question? We know the final velocity, V is known. Final velocity is 100 meter per second. We know the initial velocity as 200 meter per second. We know the displacement of the body. It is given as 10 centimeters, but we have to write it in meters. 0.1 meters. You are supposed to find the acceleration of the body. V is known, U is known, displacement is known, acceleration has to be found out. Which equation we will use? Which equation we will use? Which equation we will use? We will use the equation V square is equal to U square plus 2 times acceleration multiplied by the displacement. Am I clear? Everything is known. The only thing which is unknown is the acceleration, and you must be able to find out the acceleration. Can you do it for yourselves? Anyone with an answer? Anyone with an answer? Niharika had given me the formula, but Niharika has not solved it. Anyone who can solve this for me? Just put the values, get the answers, and we are done. No one? Shall I solve it? Niharika has come up with an answer 15 into 10 raised to the power 4 meter per second square. Very happy with you. That is in fact the correct answer. Just put the values. The final velocity is 100. So 100 squared, put the value of final velocity. Initial velocity u is 200 meter per second. So put it as 200 squared. I am not putting the unit just to make things simpler. Plus 2 times acceleration is not known. So a multiplied by the displacement. Displacement is known. Displacement is 0.1 meters. So from here I can calculate the value of a. It will be 100 squared minus 200 squared. 100 squared minus 200 squared. This has come here. So that's why it's becoming negative. Divided by 2 times into 0.1. 2 multiplied by 0.1. And that is your answer. I think on solving, it gives us 15 into 10 raised to the power 4 meter per second square. It will give you answer in negative. What does this negative sign indicate? What does this negative sign indicate? The answer will be negative. Direction, which is retardation, it is opposite to velocity. Am I clear with this? Everyone, can I have some raised hands, please? Abhiram. Abhiram has raised hands. Anyone? 3 participants, 4 participants. I'm not very happy. There are many more participants here in the class. Okay. Okay. Great. Great. Now we'll solve one last question. We'll solve one last question. And then I will hope that you can solve the rest of the questions on yourselves, by yourselves. The solutions are already given. We'll solve one more question, and that question is appearing on your screen right at this moment as I speak. The question is question number 47. Question number 47. And here is the question. A body travels for 15 seconds, starting from rest, with constant acceleration. It travels S1, S2, and S3 in the first 5, second 5, and the next 5 seconds. What is the relation between S1, S2, and S3? S1 is the distance. Your book will call it distance, but it's actually displacement. But they are both same because the body is moving in a straight line. Remember that. In the first 5 seconds, it moves S1. In the next 5 seconds, it moves S2. In the third 5 seconds, it moves S3. You have to find out the ratio of S1, S2, and S3. You've understood the question, everyone? Everyone, do we understand the question? If we understand the question, then the baton passes on to you. You have to solve this question and your time starts now. And your time starts now. I would be helping in solving this question for you. But let me draw a diagram first. Question number 47. Question number 47. Let us say this is my straight line on which the body is moving. It starts from point A, then comes point B, then comes point C, and then comes point D. A to B is the first 5 seconds. B to C is the next 5 seconds. C to D, the last 5 seconds. At point A, the initial velocity is 0. Acceleration is forward and it is A. From A to B, the displacement or distance traveled is given as S1. From B to C, the displacement or the distance traveled is given as S2. And from C to D, the displacement or the distance traveled is given as S3. You have to find the ratio of S1 is to S2 is to S3. I hope the question is very clear. If you can solve this question, I can bet that you have understood the use of basic equations. So now the onus passes on to you guys to get me an answer to this one. The time has already started. I have some participants which have raised hands. I don't know why. So let me, Niharika, have you done this? That's why you have raised hand. Deepika has also raised hand. I think it may be because of the last question. So if anyone gets the answer, I would be very happy to know about it. Anyone gets an answer, I will be very happy to know about it. S1, S2, S3. Do you want a hint? Yes, Deepika?
Sir, I can guess.
No, beta, we are not playing Kaun Banega Crorepati that you guess. You have to get the answer, not guess. Guessing does not work in physics. Am I clear, beta?
The bodies of the stars from the rest, then the initial velocity is 0, sir.
Yes. Initial velocity is 0, then? That is correct. Initial velocity is 0. Okay. Do you want me to give you a hint? Okay, let me give you a hint. And the hint is, as Deepika said, that we have to use initial velocity as 0 from point A. The initial velocity is definitely 0, no doubts about it. Which equation we can use here? Which equation we can use? Time is known. Displacement is known. So we must use the equation delta R is equal to UT plus half AT square. So these are the two hints. Hint number one, initial velocity is 0. Hint number 2, displacement equation we have to use. Use the two hints. Get me the answer. Let me see who gives me the answer first. Let me see who gets me the answer first. Shall I? Okay. So what will I do? At point A, initial velocity is 0. Niharika says, Niharika got the value of S1. Great, beta. That is the value of S1. Then you have to get the value of S2. Then finally, you have to get the value of S3. And that is how you do it. How do I get the value of S1? No, eyes on the board and see how I'm writing and what I'm doing. So what I'm going to do here is go make equation from point A to point B. Remember, point A is the initial point, point B is the final point. I'm making equation from A to B. I know the initial velocity is 0. I don't know the acceleration, but the acceleration is constant, so I'll call it A. Initial velocity is 0. Time is given as 5 seconds. So keeping all these things in mind, I'll make the equation from A to B. The displacement is given as S1. So S1 will be equal to U is 0 plus half AT square, half into acceleration is A. Time is 5. 5 square is 25. So I have S1 as 25A by 2. Am I clear? How did I get the value of S1? 25A by 2. Am I clear with this? Am I clear with this? How did I get the value of? How did I get the value of? Okay. Now I make the equation from, see on the eyes on the board, from A to C. See, I have not changed the initial point. I have kept the initial point at A because I know the velocity at A is 0. That is why I am keeping the initial point as A. Yes, Niharika, well done. So from A to C, I am making equation from A to C. What is the displacement? As you can see, displacement is S1 plus S2. S1 plus S2 is the total displacement. That should be equal to U, which is 0, plus half AT square, half into A. From A to B to C, total time is 5 plus 5, 10. 10 square is 100. So I get S1 plus S2 as 10 square, 100 divided by 2. I get it as 50A. Am I clear? How did I get 50A? S1 plus S2 is 50A. Am I clear? Now I know the value of S1, so I can write S2 as 50A minus S1, and S1 is 25A by 2. So I get the value of S2, and the value of S2 is 75A by 2. Am I clear? How did I get the value of S2? Anyone has any doubts regarding this? Anyone has any doubts regarding how did I get the value of S2? Please come up. Okay. If you don't have any doubt, then I can move on and write the equation from A. Again, I have not changed the initial point. A directly to D. A directly to D. And then I see what is my total displacement. My total displacement now would be S1 plus S2 plus S3. My total displacement will be S1 plus S2 plus S3, and my total time would be 5 plus 5 plus 5. Do we all agree on this? That my total displacement is S1 plus S2 plus S3, and my total time is 15 seconds. That is what I am going to write here. S1 plus S2 plus S3 is equal to U. U is 0 plus half AT square, half into A. Total time is 15. 15 square is 225, I think, if I am not mistaken. That is your 15 squared. Am I clear? Am I clear with everyone? We understand this, beta? Okay. From here, I know the value of S2. I know the value of S1. I can find out the value of S3. Put the value of S1 as 25A by 2. Put the value of S2 as 75A by 2. And you should be able to get the value of S3. Can anyone tell me what is the value of S3 coming as? Can you tell me what is the value of S3 coming as? Anyone who has calculated this? Please help me. I'm very bad with calculations. S1 is 25A by 2. S2 is 75A by 2. How much will be S3? 225A by 2. Someone told me, is it correct? No, I don't think it is correct. I think it should be 125A by 2. (125A by 2). That should be the value of S3. Now you can find the ratio. S1 is to S2 is to S3 will be equal to 25A by 2 is to 75A by 2 is to 125A by 2. Am I clear? You can find the ratio and you can find the relation between S1, S2 and S3, and the correct answer is given in the form of fractions. You can calculate the correct answer. This is the ratio that we have found out. So S2 is 3 times of S1 and S3 is 5 times of S1. Are we clear? Are we clear? S2 is 3 times of S1 and S3 is 5 times of S1. Now, anyone who has not understood this, please raise hands so that we can clear our doubts here only. I'll repeat how we did this. We first wrote the equation from A to B. Displacement was S1, time was 5. I got one value of S1. Then we wrote the equation from A to C. Initial velocity is 0, time is 10 seconds, displacement is S1 plus S2. I know the value of S1, got the value of S2. And in the final step, I wrote the equation from A to D. Total displacement is S1 plus S2 plus S3. Total time is 15 seconds. Calculated, got the value of S3. Shall we move ahead in life? Anyone has any doubts, please raise your hands. Anyone has any doubts, please raise your hands, beta. This is the time that you raise your hands. No one? Shall I move ahead then? Shall I move ahead with the next topic? Now, whatever questions are left, I'll show you what is left. From 40 to 50, we were supposed to do all the questions. What we'll do now is leave the rest of the question for you to solve. So that is coming on your screen now. So we have solved question number 47. I will urge you to solve question number 48, 49 and 50. 48, 49 and 50. You might find 1 or 2 questions. You may not be able to understand them. You can leave them. For example, question number 49, you will find F is equal to MA. We have not done F is equal to MA, so you can leave this question if you want to. In question number 48, we have found a displacement in the nth second. We have not done any question of that. We will do it. After we do the last thing that we are supposed to do today, we will do this equation so we can solve this problem later on. But apart from that, You can solve all the questions from 41 till 50. Can you do that for me in the next class? Can you do that for me in the next class? And you can also solve questions from your DPP. Let us now move on to the next thing that we are supposed to do. And the next thing that we are supposed to do is by the name of motion under gravity. Have you heard about this term, motion under gravity? Motion under gravity. Have you heard about this term, motion under gravity, before? What do you mean by motion under gravity? Anyone has heard about this term, motion under gravity? What is gravity? We have discussed this term, gravity. What is gravity? Gravity is the gravitational force of Earth. Gravity is the gravitational force of Earth. We have seen that if you have any body like this, and if you just drop it, just release it, it will drop on its own. It drops on its own. You can see this thing dropping on its own. Why is this dropping on its own? Why is this thing dropping on its own? Because it is attracted towards Earth. Earth is attracting it towards its center. Earth is exerting, yes, Niharika, Earth is exerting a force on this object. Earth is exerting a force on this object. This force exerted by Earth on any body is known as gravity. Because of this gravity, since it is a force, it also creates an acceleration. Because of this force of gravity, it creates an acceleration. And this acceleration is known as acceleration due to gravity. Because of this gravitational force, the body experiences an acceleration, and this acceleration is known as acceleration due to gravity. Have you heard about this term before? Acceleration due to gravity? Acceleration due to gravity, have you heard about this term? We will be discussing this term in much detail in a chapter known as gravitation. We will be dealing with this term in great detail in the chapter known as gravitation, which will be coming after a very long time. Right now, our only concern is this acceleration due to gravity. Now, this acceleration due to gravity changes from place to place. How and where it changes, we will be dealing in gravitation. But for our present scenario, we'll always take acceleration due to gravity as constant. We will be taking this acceleration due to gravity as constant. And what is the value of this acceleration due to gravity, which is taken as constant? It is not actually constant, but now we'll take it as constant. How much is the value of this acceleration due to gravity, which we are going to take now? Anyone has an idea? 9.8 is the value that we are going to take. 9.8, since it is acceleration, so the unit is meter per second square. Now we are going to take the value of acceleration due to gravity as 9.8 meter per second square, or in some questions, just to make the question simpler, I will be using it as, instead of 9.8, I would be using a 10 meter per second square, just to make the question simpler. Am I clear? Am I clear? Just to make the question simpler, we might be using it as 10 meter per second square, or in some questions, instead of using any values, we'll be just using the symbol And the symbol that we use for acceleration due to gravity is small g. Small g is the acceleration due to gravity. So in our questions, we might be using 9.8. If the question is from the book, it might be easy to use 9.8, or in most of the cases, 10 meter per second square, just to make things simple. Or in some cases, we'll just be using the symbol of g, symbol of acceleration due to gravity, which is g. Am I clear with this? Am I clear with this? Can I have some raised hands? That we understand this, so that we'll be taking 9.8 or 10 or g when and where required. I only have one raised hands. Shall I call your names? Abhiram, Deepika, Siddharth, the Spidey Siddharth, the other Siddharth, Tanu, Tarun, Vinay. Do we understand this? Okay. Now, we have understood that this g is not constant, but in our scenario, we will be taking g as constant. It is not constant, it changes. It changes value, it changes magnitude, as well as it changes direction. It changes both. It changes in both, in magnitude as well as in direction. But we are taking g as constant for our case. So it will remain same in magnitude as well as in direction. The magnitude, we have said that we will take it as 9.8 or 10. Same, constant, always. What is the direction that we are going to take for g? What is the direction that we are going to take for acceleration due to gravity? That will also be same. What will be the direction that we'll be taking for our questions in this chapter? Anyone has an idea? What will be the direction of acceleration due to gravity that we will be taking in our questions? The direction of g will be, magnitude is 9.8 or 10, and the direction would be, anyone? Vertically downwards. Always the direction of g will be taken as vertically downwards. Am I clear? Whatever be the case, it's actually towards the center of Earth, Niharika. But right now we'll take it as vertically downwards. Am I clear? Am I clear that the direction of gravity, acceleration due to gravity, will be taken as vertically downwards? Am I clear? When I have some raised hands, and the value will be either 9.8 or 10 meter per second square, depending on the question. Am I clear? Okay. Now, let us write the equations of motions for equations. I hope you are noting all these things down. Let us write the equations of motion under gravity. What will be the equations of motion under gravity? What will be the equations of motion under gravity? What will change? What will change? Anyone? What will change? What will be the first equation of motion under gravity? E will change. Yes, yes, Niharika, it's very simple. But let me write the equation in the original form. The first equation is V is equal to U plus AT. You can write it like this. You can write it like this. But we know acceleration here. How much is the acceleration here? How much is the acceleration here? It's always equal to G. So instead of writing A, just write it as G. The first equation becomes V is equal to U plus GT. And remember, I have not used vector sign. I have not used vector sign. Therefore, we must use this equation with proper signs. Do we remember those signs? Do we remember that signs? Everything which is upwards is positive. Everything which is going up, displacement is upwards, positive. Velocity is upwards, positive. Acceleration is upwards, positive. Everything which is going down is negative. Do we remember this? Do we remember this sign convention? Up till now, bodies were moving in a straight line on the horizontal. Now the body is moving along vertical. Up, down, up, down, up, down. Upwards, everything upwards is positive. Everything downwards will be negative. Yes or no? We understand this? Can I have some raised hands that we understand this, sir? Only 2 participants have understood this. 3. Everything upwards, anything going up, displacement is upwards, velocity is upwards, acceleration is upwards, positive. Anything down is negative. What about G? What about the value of G? What about the sign of G? Will it be positive or will it be negative? Lots of students have just doubt. Looking at the YouTube lectures or books or this. So what is the sign of G when something is going up or something is going down? In some books, I find something going up, G is negative, something coming down, G is positive. I get confused, sir. How to take the direction of G? How to take the sign of G? Will it be positive? Will it be negative? For upward motion, is it positive? For downward motion, is it negative? I don't know, sir. The solution is very simple. And Niharika gave me the solution. And Niharika said that, and I'll repeat what Niharika said. I lost your message, Niharika. No, it's here. And Niharika told me that G is negative. Yes. In our sign convention, everything which is upwards is positive, everything which is downwards is negative. You throw something upwards or something is coming from upwards to downwards, G doesn't change. G remains same. G is always downwards. You throw things up or you throw things down, G doesn't change. If G doesn't change, its sign must not change. And according to our convention, anything which is downwards is negative. So what is the sign of G in all the equations, whether something is going up or something is going down? What is the sign of G? Anyone tell me? What will be the sign of G? In all the cases, G would be negative. Am I clear? Am I clear? G would be negative in all the questions that we solve from here on. Wherever G comes, our sign convention, it is going downward. G is downward, so it is negative. Can I have some raised hands on this? Only 2 participants seem to have understood my point. I must be asking Siddharth, both of the Siddharths, Tanu, Tarun, have you understood this beta? Tanu, have you understood this? Spidey, have you understood this? Okay. That was my first equation of motion. That was V is equal to U plus GT. Now the point is, what is our second equation of motion? Remember, all equation must be written with proper sign convention. What is the second equation? Fast, tell me fast. What is the second equation of motion? I'm waiting. What is the second equation of motion under gravity? I hope all of you are writing notes. I changed to this format so that you can also write notes. I think the picture comes more clearer here. S is equal to ut plus half dt square. Niharika, instead of calling it as S, I will still call it by my original name, delta R. Change in position. I like this change in position. You can call it S beta, not a problem, but I will call it delta R because I have short-term memory loss. I forget what is displacement. So I call it delta R. Delta means change, R means position, change in position. Delta R is equal to ut plus half g t squared. That is my equation number 2. And as already discussed, G will always be negative because it is always downwards. What would be my equation number 3 for motion under gravity? Equation number 3 for motion under gravity. Anyone? What would be my equation number 3 for motion under gravity? V square, final velocity squared is equal to u square plus 2 times g multiplied by delta r. Delta r looks very awkward in writing. I somehow manage it. 2gs looks good, but 2g delta r looks ugly. Sometimes that something looks ugly, that is the best possible option that you have. To not go on external features of something, go on the internal beauty. V square is equal to u square plus 2g delta r is the third equation of motion. Can I have the fourth equation of motion, and can I wind up this class at this lovely note? What is the fourth equation of motion? We have already discussed that. What is the fourth equation of motion in this case? Average V, yes, Niharika, average V is V plus U divided by 2. G doesn't come here. All these equations are only valid. All these equations are only valid because acceleration, which is nothing but equal to G, is a constant. It remains same in magnitude as well as it remains same in direction. And that is how we can use this equation without any problem, without any doubt, without any hesitation. Shoot this equation, we'll get to the answers. I hope you have understood today's class. Before ending today's class, I'll tell you some questions from the DPP as well that you can try on your own. The DPP is right there on your screens now. We have to go to section D of the DPP. Section D of the DPP deals with equation of motion and motion under gravity. There are a few questions that I can see here. Question number D1, D2, D3, D4, D5, D6, D7, D8, D9, D10, D11, D12. To solve these questions from the section D, the more the question that you solve, the better you can become. There are 20 questions here. We'll be solving some of these in the class tomorrow. I will be sending you the solutions of this DPP today. After the class, I'll be sending you the solutions. So have a look at the solutions, solve this question, and I hope you have a good time. Just a recap of what we have done today. Today we have solved some questions on the equations of motion. The four equations of motion: V is equal to U plus AT, delta R is equal to UT plus half AT square, V square is equal to U square plus 2 times A delta S delta R, and V average is V plus U by 2. We solved some questions, then we understood what is motion under gravity, motion under the effect of earth, acceleration due to gravity, constant in magnitude 9.8 or 10, constant in direction, always downwards, always negative. We have seen the equation of motion in the case of gravity. And on that great note, I would be winding off today's class. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any doubts, I am here. You can ask your questions here, or you can ask your questions in the group. Take care. Bye bye, beta.